All right. Boy, Tyson Fury is something, ain't he? He says he is willing to drop the belt against DIllian Whyte. And not willing to risk $100 million paydays to fight a nobody. Also, he gets the government, the Irish government, the Taoiseach, and upset about some comments that he made. Let's talk about old Tyson Fury in this video. All right. So Tyson Fury, the man of the people. Tyson Fury, the Irish man who knows the struggle of the mentally infirmed, as well as all of the black people, because he's a victim of racism. He's everybody. He's everything to everybody. Tyson Fury, except for a dude that wants to keep his word. Now, let me explain what I mean by that. Tyson Fury said that he is willing to drop his belt before he would fight DIllian Whyte. He says that although he is a proud WBC champion and that he respects the WBA and the WBC and all those other belts, they are nothing but trinkets, and that he is the lineal champion of the world, and that is all that matters. So they will not make him fight anybody. And he told DIllian Whyte that if you think that you're going to get on the internet, call me a bunch of names and get a fight, man, you're going to be waiting for a very, very long time. Sorry about that, man. I had something loose in my computer. Yeah, you're going to be waiting for a very, very long time. That's Tyson Fury. Now, why would he wait, and what is he talking about? He says that they're in negotiations for a fight between Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. So if you take the one Deontay Wilder fight and then you take in consideration that that is going to happen in 2020, if that happens in 2020, if that happens in 2020, the earliest that the fight with DIllian Whyte that could take place for the WBC championship, for him to fight for the WBC championship would be in 2022. So I don't know if this saying applies really, but have you ever heard where they say, is it art? The question, does art imitate life or life imitate art? You know what I mean? And you speak things into existence. Well, if you recall, DIllian Whyte used to tell this story about Deontay Wilder. And what he said was that he had been waiting for a fight with Deontay Wilder as a mandatory for the WBC belt for 600 days. Now, at the time that he made that claim, he had been the mandatory, I think, for about 20 days. Because Deontay Wilder, who was the champion at the time, had just beaten his mandatory, Dominic Breazeale. And so Dominic Breazeale was the mandatory, although DIllian Whyte was the number one contender. So DIllian Whyte was waiting as the number one contender during all the time that Dominic Breazeale was waiting as the mandatory. So he just took the date from when he turned number one. He was named number one all the way to whenever it was that he was actually, to this day, in a Deontay, not in a Deontay Wilder way, but more in a you got punked by Eddie Hearn way, because that is exactly what is happening to him. So he says that he was up there, that he has been for 200 days. How much is all of 20? You got 365 days in 2020. You're going to have 365 days in 2021. So now you're, what is that, 600, 700, roughly 700 days right there. So while, I used to ridicule him for saying 600 days, he'll actually get well past the point of that by the time he gets that fight. And if you think that Tyson Fury is bluffing, he is not bluffing. Tyson Fury would drop that WBC belt and go on about his business before he fights DIllian Whyte, when he has that level of fight, that level of money coming in from these fights, especially considering that money is particularly hard to come by in this boxing environment. But yet, as Barry Hearn, because remember, Barry Hearn is part of this negotiation, right? He's part of the Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury fight makeup, right? In the negotiations, which was pulled off by Daniel Kinahan. Now, Daniel Kinahan, when they found Tyson Fury, said, "Thank you, Daniel Kinahan, for getting this over the hump." The government, the Irish government, that I had to mention this in this video, that the Irish government, the president is called the Taoiseach. The name, I do believe, now if somebody's Irish out there and I mispronounce Taoiseach, please forgive me. That's what it looks like. It says Taoiseach. And I got that on US pronunciations because I mess up these people's names so bad. So anyway, the Taoiseach goes in front of the Irish Parliament and says that they heard what Tyson Fury said, and that they reached out to the United Emirates and said, that this is a problem. Be on the lookout for this particular situation, right? So obviously, the guy probably has enough money to pay what they're saying they're paying Tyson Fury. So I don't believe at all that Tyson Fury is going to give up that fight for DIllian Whyte. Now, who does DIllian Whyte have to? Now, those are the facts. Now, what do I believe about it? I believe that DIllian Whyte is being, what's the phrase some UK people come to my channel with? They say, you all say, because I'm sure some of you guys will listen, hard done by. Well, I think he has been hard done by. He's been hard done by, or done hard by, whatever it is. He's been done wrong. Because, hey, man, that's what the mandatories are supposed to be. If it's about the rules, right? If it was about the rules and it was legitimate, a legitimate system, hey, if Tyson Fury has a mandatory, he should do what the IBF would do. The WBC should do what the IBF would do. Tell Tyson Fury, you're going to fight this guy or we're going to strip you. You're going to fight him or we're going to strip you. There's not going to be a two-fight Anthony Joshua deal. We said that DIllian Whyte was supposed to get this fight by March. What was the date? I think it was the mandatory shot for DIllian Whyte was supposed to be December 2020. By December of 2021. Not December, February, excuse me. February of 2021 was when the fight is supposed to be held by. So you have, he's still got another solid year to wait. But not quite a solid year, excuse me. He's got, 9 months, 8-9 months to wait for that. Well, it's going to go kick off to another year. But the WBC should that's what they should do. That's what they should do. But do you think that they will do that? No, they will not. They absolutely positively will not do that. And they're not going to give him the franchise belt. The WBC came out and said that they were not going to give Tyson Fury the franchise belt. They can't give him the franchise belt without absolutely positively looking like the biggest hypocrites on the planet. Because the franchise belt was designed for people who were supposed to be able to move up in weight classes and go to different weight classes. Like, the 5 division, the 4 division, or how many weight divisions has Canelo won a title in? What is it? 154, 160, 168, 175. So the 4 division champion, right? Or the 3 division champion, Vasily Lomachenko. 4 divisions for Canelo Alvarez, 3 divisions for Vasily Lomachenko. That's what the franchise belt is supposed to be meant for. So the WBC has no choice but to say, no, you can't do it. It doesn't apply to heavyweights. But dropping the belt, Tyson Fury dropping the belt, yeah, man, he would drop the belt. But I don't think he's going to have to. I don't think he's going to have to because DIllian Whyte has a promoter. And DIllian Whyte's promoter is the main guy negotiating the fight for Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. So what is DIllian Whyte going to do if Tyson Fury doesn't want to fight? It's never going to doesn't want to fight him. It's never going to get, most likely, it's never going to get to the point where Tyson Fury's given that offer because his promoter is the one negotiating against him. It's crazy. DIllian Whyte's just a punk, man. He's just I'm sorry, he's not a punk. Well, some people say was. I'm not. I don't mean to talk too badly about the word punk. You know what I mean? I don't mean to do the word punk that badly. Okay, so forgive me, but for that, I didn't mean to insult him in that way. But he's getting punked for sure, without a doubt, by Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn is the one that asked for that fight. But anyway, so he can bark all he wants. Tyson Fury is not going to wind up having to drop that belt, and DIllian Whyte is still not going to get that fight. It is what it is. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.